Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. We break down the game we love each and every day. Best discussion, debate, and analysis. That's the aim. That's the goal. That's the mission, at least. We don't hit it every day, but that's what we aim to do. And it gets helped out by guys like Joe Hunk. You can join him on ESPN 97.7, The Zone there in Huntsville. All right. Now, I may not be able to pronounce his name very well because I know there's a lot of T's and O pronunciation. T-O, Henry Toe from Tennessee, but I know he can play. All SEC linebacker, and he might be headed your way as well.
No, he absolutely can play, and it's Henry Toa, and those Polynesian. Yeah, Toa.
Remember that.
Yeah, look, my son has been. I spoke to him earlier. My son has watched a ton of Moana over the last 5 months, and I've gotten really used to saying Polynesian names. So Toa is how you say it. And it's very different than Tomatoa, which is a crab inside of Maui, inside of Moana. But Toa is an all SEC linebacker that, like you just mentioned, he's from the state of California. He was a part of the Tennessee football program for a while. And honestly, when it did come down to recruiting, it was down to Alabama and Tennessee. And he chose Jeremy Pruitt, and he went up there to be a volunteer. And it was very interesting because on 24/7 Sports the other day, Hank South, who covers recruiting for the Alabama Crimson Tide, actually did a very interesting piece with Toa's dad. I almost said Tomatoa, but Toa's dad. And his dad basically said, look, Nick Saban is the one that we are listening to. We have held off on our decision, and we're going to hold off on our decision until what we talked about earlier with the NCAA, until that ruling is made. And if the SEC approves it and the NCAA approves it, then okay, we're going to be in business. But he basically said, look, Nick Saban, we trust him. We trust what he is telling our family. And basically it once he gives us the word, we're going to make the commitment, and my son is going to sign. And he said, look, as long as these are my words and I'm okay in saying it, and nobody's saying that this is what Henry is saying. But, you know, when you're basically saying that Nick Saban is the guy giving you advice, there is very, very little chance that you're going to go anywhere except for Alabama. Now, he may just want to go back home and play for a USC football team that had themselves a very solid recruiting class. And Clay Helton had a really good year. He was undefeated until they lost the Pac-12 championship game. But I really doubt that if they are listening and the Toa family is listening to Nick Saban as much as they are, and Nick Saban is giving them all the guidance that they are looking for in this process for their son to still remember, he's in the transfer portal. He may still choose, and he could still choose to go back to Tennessee. And if this ruling does not pass for the one-time transfer waiver, then Tua could head back to Tennessee. It absolutely still is an opportunity for him. But if this passes, he's going to be in Alabama next year, just because the way that his dad talks, it's way too odd for him to say the things that he has said without actually listening and going to Alabama for him to coach under Nick Saban or play under Nick Saban.